Y'all ready for this?
Hello, Creekside Otters. This is Mrs. Allison. Welcome to school. Today is Monday, November 14th, 2022. I'm so glad you're here today. Let's do our check-in. How are you feeling today? Are you in the green zone? Are you in the yellow zone? Are you in the blue zone? Or are you in the red zone? Remember, if you are not feeling in the green zone, you can always talk to a trusted adult and they can help you get back to the green zone. I wanted to start off this morning announcement with a thank you. Thank you to all of you for all your hard work, learning songs to sing and appreciate our veterans on our Veterans Day assembly that we had on Wednesday. It meant so much to them, and several of our veterans said thank you to me and to you for all your hard work. It meant a lot to them. I have a book I want to read about Veterans Day, and this is a traditional nonfiction book. And I heard from Ms. Hart that you have a TPR that many of your grades use for traditional nonfiction, where it goes all about. So when I say traditional, I would like you to do the TPR for all about. Let's try it together. Traditional, all about. Let's try one more time. Traditional, all about. So this book is all about Veterans Day, and this is a factual book. That is why it is nonfiction. It is filled with facts. And I'm excited to read this to you so you can learn all about Veterans Day. Just a reminder that there are going to be several text features in this book, so you can take a look for them. For example, we have a table of contents, right? You might see some bolded words. So these are words that will show up at the end in our glossary and tell us that they're important words. You might also see some headings or subtitles, so keep an eye out for that. And as I'm reading, you'll want to think about when you read a traditional nonfiction that this is often a good place to start when you're starting your research. So 4th and 5th graders, I know some of you are doing some research, and starting with a traditional all about nonfiction book will help you learn more information on your topic. Veterans Day is here. Americans hang flags outside their houses. They think about the people who served the country. They show patriotism at events. It is Veterans Day. What is Veterans Day? This holiday honors the men and women of the military. People give respect to those who served in war and peacetime. And then here's a list of our different U.S. Armed Forces. We have the United States Air Force, the United States Army, the United States Coast Guard, the United States Marine Corps, and United States Navy. This is a picture of our Vietnam Veterans Memorial. Who celebrates Veterans Day? The United States celebrates Veterans Day. Other countries have a similar holiday. They call it Remembrance Day. And here's a picture of Remembrance Day in Dartmouth, Canada. Veterans Day beginnings. A peace agreement was signed on November 11th, 1918. This ended the fighting in World War I. The signing took place at 11 in the morning. Americans wanted to remember this day of peace. They began celebrating Armistice Day. The United States changed the name to Veterans Day in 1954. Time to celebrate. Veterans Day happens on November 11th. Sometimes this day falls during the week. People often throw celebrations on the weekend. Veterans Day traditions. Communities hold special parades. They invite veterans to march in their uniforms. Families wave flags and cheer. And this is an example of how you can make an American flag. Places across the world take 2 minutes of silence at 11 in the morning. This quiet time shows respect for those who died in war. Some people go to the Veterans Day National Ceremony. The president lays a wreath on a special grave. A bugler plays taps. Here's a picture of a bugler playing the taps. Americans thank veterans from the past and present. Here's our glossary. If there was a word that you weren't sure of what it meant, now's a chance to take a look at it and maybe read about what does that word mean. Great, well, I hope you learned something more about Veterans Day. And I used Epic to show that book. So just a reminder that that's a resource for you here at school, that you can use Epic. One, to read in class for fun. Two, if you're doing research, especially fourth and fifth graders on a topic, remember that you can look up books on Epic. And let's review one more time. For traditional, all about, right? It is a type of nonfiction that is all about a topic. And we just read a book that was all about Veterans Day. All right, well, make it a great day, Otters.
Good morning, Creekside Otters. For this morning's mindful moment, I want to show you one of my favorite calm down tools that I have in my office. It's called a Hoberman sphere, or sometimes I refer to it as my breathing ball. This is one of my favorite tools because it provides a really great visual for taking a breath. Breathe in, breathe out. It mimics what our breath is doing and what our lungs are doing inside of our bodies. So today, this is the tool that I'm going to use to provide a visual for while we're taking our deep breaths together. So let's get our mindful bodies ready. Sit comfortably in your chair, and if you want, you can close your eyes or maybe rest your head on your desk. Go ahead and just relax your body, relax your muscles. Let's start by taking one big breath in together. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you'd prefer to actually watch the Hoberman sphere or the breathing ball, you can keep your eyes open. Let's take some breaths together. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Let's do a few more breaths at our own pace. Let's take one more breath all together. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. I hope you have a great day, Otters.
Hello everyone, I'm Morshida with NBC New York. Today I'm sitting down with law professor, journalist, and debut author Kevin Noble-Millard, who is introducing his newest book, Fry Bread. How are you doing today, Kevin?
I'm great.
Thanks for coming out today. So tell me a little bit about Fry Bread. What kind of inspired you to write this book?
So I have a 7-year-old son. I also have a 4-year-old daughter. And when they were young, like babies, I was looking for books for them. And I was looking for native books. There was almost nothing that was out there. And only 6 of them were by or illustrated by Native people. And I was really stressed out about this, right? Because it was saying, if we don't have these books that reflect us, doesn't mean that we're not here, that we don't exist, that we don't have anything interesting to say. There weren't any books that were featuring Native kids that were your average children's book.
All right, Kevin. So Fry Bread is an illustrated book. So what made you want to do an illustrated book versus a novel?
For picture books, it's definitely the audience is younger people. And so if we're writing about a Native subject, it is aiming toward this crowd of grade school kids. And I think that where people get most of their information about Native people is in elementary school. So I feel that picture books are a way, it's a first step of social justice for Native people because it's dispelling stereotypes that these people vanished.
So Kevin, what are kind of the disagreements or the controversies of when it comes to fry bread itself?
So fry bread is something that every Native family makes, and it's something that you make on occasion. And the way that fry bread originated was when people were removed forcibly from native lands in the mid-1800s, and then they ended up by force by the federal government on other lands. So the controversy would be about the health issues, because when we eat fry bread, it's definitely not adding any nutrition to anyone's diet. And so what does it come from? These government rations, which were flour, salt, sugar, cornmeal. And so these people, the Navajo were the first to do it reportedly. These people made fry bread from these rations. So they made something good from what little that they had. This is something that is remembering how these people survived. It's a story of resilience. So whenever people eat fry bread now, it's definitely a reminder of what these people that came before us, what they went through. In reading fry bread, that Native Americans are still here, still alive. We've persisted and we are resilient and we're not going anywhere.
Thanksgiving is a little more than a week away, and we are celebrating with one of our favorite books published last year. Fry Bread is a Native American family story written by Kevin Noble Millard and illustrated by Juana Martinez Neal. This book celebrates the Native American heritage by introducing readers to one of the foods that help bring their people together. Fry bread is perfect for Thanksgiving because it represents the true culture of a people whose legacy lives on to this day. And we know you're going to love the deliciousness on every page. Okay, let's get started. Fry bread is food: flour, salt, water, cornmeal, baking powder, perhaps milk, maybe sugar, all mixed together in a big bowl. Fry bread is shape. Hands mold the dough flat like a pancake, round like a ball, or puffy like Nana's softest pillow. Fry bread is sound. The skillet clangs on the stove, the fire blazes from below. Drop the dough in the skillet, the bubbles sizzle and pop. Fry bread is color: golden brown, tan or yellow, deep like coffee, sienna or earth, light like snow and cream, warm like rays of sun. Fry bread is flavor: see beans or soup, smell tacos, cheese and vegetables, delight in honey and jam, rise to discover what brings us together. Fry bread is time: on weekdays and holidays, supper or dinner, powwows and festivals, moments together with family and friends. Fry bread is art: sculpture, landscape, portrait, our daily craft shared from teacher to student, a cycle of heritage and fortune. Fry bread is history: the long walk, the stolen land, strangers in our own world with unknown food. We make new recipes from what we had. Fry bread is place: Alaska, Kansas, all the way to Maine, down to Delaware, on to Georgia, over to Oklahoma, Colorado, and California, cities and lands we call home. Fry bread is nation: Abenaki, Apache, Arapaho, Ojibwe, Onondaga, Oglalaso, Narragansett, Navajo, Nipmuc, Semole, Shoshone, Sac and Fox, hundreds and hundreds of tribes. Fry bread is everything: round, flat, large, small, north, south, east, west, brown, yellow, black, white, familiar and foreign, old and new, we come together. Fry bread is us. We are still here, elder and young, friend and neighbor. We strengthen each other to learn, change, and survive. Fry bread is you.